Good morning, students. Today, I am going to teach you the importance of coordination. In my previous topic, I taught what coordination is all about and why there must be a coordination. Today, let's see the importance of coordination and also the reason why coordination is mandatory in an organization and at various levels in the organization. Shall we start on? Right. So, importance of coordination. Coordination is nothing but it is a process which integrates the efforts of individuals, department and specialists. That means in each and every organization there exist various departments, and in each and every department there used to be employees or staff working for that particular department, and in each and every department there exists a specialist to take over the task or to carry over the task in an effective and efficient manner. So thus it is a combination of all the three, that is department, individual and specialist. So coordination needs to integrate the efforts of these three. Second, in an organization, the individuals and departments are interdependent. In an organization, the departments as well as the individuals are interdependent, which means one department needs to depend upon the other department either for approval or for information or for resources, as the case may be. So in this way, one department is in connection with other department. So they are interdependent. So organization, individuals as well as the departments are interdependent. They depend on each other either for information or for the resources in order to perform the respective activities. Let's take one example. There is a company which manufactures furniture and sells in the open market. It has various departments such as sales department, for production department, human resource department, purchase department, marketing department and so on. Now, a member from the sales department have received an order from a customer for 10,000 units of furniture which is to be produced. Now, the sales department furnishes the information immediately to the production department, which consists of various details such as the size of the furniture, the color of the furniture, and the quality of the furniture, etc. etc. Now it is the production department who has to kickstart the process of production. Only then the sales department can able to sell those furnitures to the end customer. Thus, the individuals of sales department must depend upon the members or the individuals of production department for the production to get complete. Simultaneously, now the production department needs to get in touch with the respective purchase department and the finance department in order to release the necessary funds to the purchase department for the purchase of raw materials which will be used in the production process. So thereby it brings out a connectivity that though the order was placed by the sales department and the execution is going to be performed by the production department, but the other two departments, namely purchase department and finance department, has to be linked for executing the process. So thus they depend upon other departments, so that we call them as interdependent. At the same time, managers of the organization, the managers in organization have to reconcile the differences in the interest, approach, timing, or efforts of these individuals and harmonize the individual goal and organizational goals. There's a key word to remember, I8. That means the manager needs to reconcile I8. That means interest, approach, timing, or efforts. So it is a duty of the manager to reconcile the I8 differences in interest, approach, timing, or effort. Thereby, they can bring the harmony. They can bring out the harmony in the individuals, which will be able to achieve the organizational goals. Any doubts, students, so far? Right. Moving on to our next slide. The reason for coordination is very simple. It is mainly due to these three important features. Number one, growth in size. Number two, functional differentiation. And number three, specialization. So, due to the existence of functional differentiation, specialization, and growth, the reason for the need for coordination has become compulsory or mandatory in the organization. Let's discuss upon this one by one. Growth in size. What do you mean by the term growth? Growth is nothing but you're growing. That means you're increasing by size. Okay, as an organization increases, simultaneously even the number of employees working in that particular organization will also increase. There will be a need for more number of employees. Able to understand? So when the organization increases, even the employee, that is number of employees working in the organization, also increases parallelly. Second, when organization increases, obviously the number of employees also increases, but it will become a tough challenge for the management to integrate the efforts and activities of each employees. When the growth takes place, obviously the growth will lead even in the increase of the employees, but however it will be a tough job for the management to integrate the efforts as well as the activities of each and every employee in the organization, because each employee may have their own individual goals. Right? Can you able to understand? Each employee might be having his own individual goals. So it is a toughest or a challenging task for the organization to integrate these ideas or to integrate these efforts and activities towards the organizational goals. But it is necessary for the management to ensure that each individual work towards a common goal of organization. Even though each individual might have his own individual goals, but it must ensure, the management has to ensure that each and every individual is working towards the organizational objective or is working towards the goals of the organization. So that we have to ensure that the interest of the individual, that is employees, are aligned to the organizational goals and objectives. Individual goals and organizational goals can be harmonized only through coordination. So thus, coordination helps to integrate, or coordination helps to unite the two important aspects, namely the individual goal and organizational goal. Can you able to understand, students? Right, moving on to our next concept, that is functional differentiation. As we all know that in an organization, there exist various departments such as production, finance, marketing, human resource, etc. And each department will have their own objectives and policies or strategies in order to execute their task, right? So each and every individual will have their own policies or strategies or objectives, and they work based on those objectives or strategies which has been laid out. But however, this might even lead to a conflict. How? Let's look at this example. Suppose the marketing department of in an organization has got an objective, that is to increase their sales by 10 percentage. But how come it become possible? It be possible only by providing discount. So in an organization, if the marketing team or the marketing department have decided to increase the sales this year by 10%, obviously it is possible only by providing the discount to their customers. But providing discount of 10% or whatever the rate of percentage can't be determined by the marketing department. It needs to be fixed only by the finance department. Can you able to understand? Whatever the rate of discount that you are going to offer to your customers can't be determined by the marketing department. It needs to be finalized only by the finance department. Suppose if the finance department opposes on this particular proposal, if the finance department is not going to approve such discount, considering that it might lead to a loss of revenue, obviously the marketing department can't provide such discount. They can't sell the product at a discounted price. Therefore, coordination is needed to ensure unity of action. That means if marketing department wants to sell the product to the customers at a 10% discount, then the finance department must also agree to provide 10% discount. This shows that there is a unity of action, because if you want to perform this action, you need the approval from that particular department. So considering that both their objectives or both their goals are focused on the organizational objectives or goals, then they may perform accordingly. They may provide the discount as required. However, if there exists a deviation, considering that the discount will affect the revenue of the organization, then the unity of action will be completely in vain. That is, it can't be executed. So in order to avoid the conflicts between the members, or in order to avoid any such difference of opinion among the department members or against the individuals, it is mandatory to have coordination. The next segment is specialization. What do you mean by the word called specialization? The term specialization is nothing but it denotes that there is a person who is well versed in each and every aspect of the organization or in each and every activities of that particular department. So specialization is nothing but a person having a specialized knowledge or equipped knowledge in a particular task or in performing a particular activity. So specialization in simple we refer to as, in modern organizations there exists a high degree of specialization due to the complexities of modern technologies. That means as day in and day out the technology is getting improved. So due to the improvement in the modern technology, there exists a diversity in the task that we perform. A good example is, see, for if some business, okay, for some companies there might be two business units, one in a regional level and one might be in an international level. So there will be a specialist for both the levels, and the task performed by both these organizations or task performed by both these members will be same, but they are in different locations. So, if there exists coordination among the members, obviously it is possible to ensure that they are aligned to the organizational goals. So, for example, if I am working from Chennai for a concern, the same concern is located even at Delhi, that is one of the metropolitan city. Now, we both perform, the employee who are in Chennai performs the same activity, even the same activity what the Chennai employees perform is being performed by the members in the Delhi company. Obviously, they need to be integrated, they needs to be unified. So this is possible only if coordination exists. So that we say due to the improvement or advancement in the technology and diversification of the process what we undertake, coordination is essential. Organization needs to employ many specialists. So now the organization will come to an understanding that it is mandatory or it is necessity to have specialists for each and every departments or for each and every levels in the management. We need a specialist. So the organization may employ many specialists, but the specialists are on the opinion that they are the only qualified person who needs to evaluate, judge and decide according to their professional criteria. That means they are on an opinion or they are on a viewpoint that there is none other than these members who can judge or who can predict or can evaluate the things better, and they can use the professional criteria, and none other than in the department has such speciality of some features. But they neither ready to take up the suggestions or not interested to go with the ideas given by the members of the organization. So this leads to a conflict. They are of opinion that there is no one equivalent to them in judging or in evaluating or in executing, right, or deciding a particular task, what to be done, how to be done, like that. At the same time, they neither take the suggestions nor they go with the ideas given by the members of the organization. So this definitely leads to a conflict. Therefore, in order to avoid such conflicts and differences of opinion among the members of the organization and the specialists, the coordination must exist. So coordination is required to avoid conflicts between specialists and other members of the organization. I hope you all would have understood the concept of coordination and also its importance and the reason for coordination. By this, we have come to an end of our first chapter, that is nature and significance of management. If you have any doubts in any of these concepts that were being taught, you are most welcome to shoot up your doubts and get it clarified before we pitch into our next chapter. So students, you will be receiving an assignment which you all have to take up and submit it to me. I will be posting in the group. So please understand the video, understand the concepts and then complete the assignments. Let's meet in our next session with a new chapter. Thank you, students.